And welcome to a cold weather podcast where we are always prepared, mainly because we were watching Digimon literally like the hour before this. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? My laptop is not sharp, so I can't see any of your messages. Damn. No one's got message anyways in the first few minutes because no one watches me. True, damn.
Our loyal fans. Okay.
I have a few people who actually do watch me from time to time, but it is more funny this way, you know? Oh, shoot. Now that I'm live, I have to set up my model. Ah, pain. Because I was legit laying on my bed for like 10-20 minutes before this. And then I decided to share music with Starly, you know? I blame Starly for all this.
Man,
Damn.
trying to get away from the blame. Oh my god, is that Tail?
Is that Tail Wags?
Tail Wag, or that's our special guest, Tail Wags.
Tail
But not
Wags.
anymore.
Someone who has never what?
How you dog shit?
What? What?
Yes.
I heard a voice and I was like, who is that? Is that Tails? You know?
Oh, I don't think that was
Just
Tail.
piece of quiet.
Maybe Tail was just playing a video.
But yeah, how's everyone doing today?
Stressed because back to school in 2 more days, which is Monday.
I am never stressed about back
same.
to school because back to school is easy time for me.
Nah, when you're
the
like
first
in
week is
4K,
usually-
then yeah.
I feel like the first week is
The
usually
first couple
alright.
weeks or so is like easy. Yeah.
I was
That's
offered
easy,
to
'cause it's
tutor
just, like,
4 classes
it's-
and I accepted
All of them.
all 4 classes. I am tutoring 4 classes starting this term.
Do I have to like refollow? Hold on, because I don't see you on the follow list. Hold
You're
on.
banned from my chat.
No
Because you're a budget toy line is probably.
budget toy lawns. No, I have you followed. It's just where the hell is it? I don't see it. It
Bro,
should
I
update.
actually didn't check when my classes start, so give me a second.
Actually, no, toy line is the
Mine's
first day of
not
school.
I'm always the most prepared person ever. Oh, it starts on the 6th of
I
am-
September. I'm fine.
I am unprepared.
My school starts on the 6th of September. I'm fine.
Does yours start from September to January, or it ends on December?
September to December.
Damn, you're lucky.
And then I have
mine's
second term.
August to-
This is only the first term classes, mind you.
You say yours is August to January or December? Okay.
Huh?
Mine's
Mine's one
some start in
semester.
August, some start in
So-
September.
So mine's just like August to December, December 19th, and then I get back January 19th to whatchamacallit, May.
Yep.
May 11th.
That's usually my schedule.
Well, this is gonna be my final year, but like I think they removed all my grants and stuff. Although, like, it should still be there because it's
Damn.
my final year.
Well, I mean, like, even if you lost all your grants, what more are you gonna pay? Like a few, like 20,000 more? That's
10K.
enough. Oh, okay.
10K plus, like, I'm spending my own money on textbooks.
10K is my entire tuition before like federal aid and everything. It's nice.
I'm getting into networking, so I should be happy once that happens.
Like computer science?
No, just networking, like computer networking.
Oh,
Like a network. I'm management information systems, so data analysis.
yeah. That's cool.
Right here, like, I think my starter, since like my cousin has a job for me, I
Yeah.
can start as intern, and I think I get like around 40K.
Yeah.
Like
That's not
that whole
bad.
entire year, and then once I work there for like 2 years or so, I think they're gonna up it to like 80 or 100K.
That's not too bad at all. That's pretty good actually.
It's still low here, considered it's the Northeast. It's not Canada. If it's Canada, it would be sustainable, but Here, no.
Makes sense.
Because America is America.
Just try and see if you can get a remote job and then live like somewhere in like the Midwest or something. Like one of those
Yeah.
places with super cheap rent, like
Well,
rent.
yeah,
You
I'm
know?
trying to work online though. Like,
Yeah,
like,
if you
just
can
work
if
from
you can
home.
work online, you might as well just like move to like the Midwest or something and like get your like high paying cushy job, you know?
Like so far, like one of my friends, he used to go from like a university, but he went to vocational instead,
Yep.
and he's making bank as a marketer.
Yeah, honestly, it's not a bad idea to just like if you can go digital with your job, like just online only, then you might as well, you know, because like
Yeah.
in the tech field especially, you can go digital for a lot of things, you know.
Mine is mostly whatchamacallit, networking and marketing. Those
Yeah.
are my two hobbies right now.
My main
I'm trying
hobby
to
right
get my
now.
project manager certificate right now, but right now I'm broke
Damn,
because I
Yeah,
spent
we all-
600 on textbooks, and they're
damn. Wait,
gonna be
600?
delayed. Yeah, they're like 200 each or 150 each.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. My college tends to be a bit cheaper right there, which is good, you know.
You know, I wish there were like the cool professors where they automatically email you and be like,
Oh,
"Don't buy
here.
these textbooks. Just don't buy these textbooks. I got you a PDF file. All you have to do is just look at the PDF file." Like, but
I would love
he's had
that.
access codes, so I had to actually spend it.
Damn.
Since they're all online classes, no live online meetings and
Yeah.
whatnot. So it's gonna be hard for me since I am not good with just online.
Yeah.
I'm good with live online meetings and like actual traditional, but this type of shit, I don't know, man.
Yeah. That's a big L moment right there, though. Now that is a big L moment right there, though.
I can't focus like by being independent. I had to like have someone just say something boring and then boom, like I'm focused, energized. I feel their mental brain capacity.
I just set a schedule and then I really hold myself to it. Like I might procrastinate for the last day, but like if I'm on the last day, I will finish it no matter what. You know?
Yeah,
Even,
same.
Yeah, that's the kind of person I am.
I had like a 20-page document that was due for like one of my tech classes. I legit wrote about this whole entire company, and my fucking professor didn't even know what the fuck the company was. And I'm like, bro, it's well known. It's fucking Nvidia. I was just talking about everything.
Wait, they don't know about Nvidia? They're literally...
They do not know what Nvidia is, AMD, Intel, any of those.
Wait,
like,
they don't know
what?
Intel?
Yeah, they don't know Intel. And I was talking about Intel.
Intel
and,
literally made them
correlations
like
with
the
Nvidia and stuff.
Intel literally made the microprocessor. How do they not? What?
That's how I fucking failed my class. A 20-page document about this company and like how they should improve like on all of this. And man gave me a fucking C and I got a D plus as the final grade because I was missing like 20 assignments because of like my absence.
That sounds like a you problem.
Fulfill it. Yeah, I couldn't even fulfill it because I was like hardcore stuck with like COVID, you know?
Yeah, honestly, the nice about college is you could just retake those classes for like the refresh grade, you know?
No,
like,
I'm not retaking it because it's in a different course now. I switched mine to whatchamacallit, that
marketing and networking.
Yeah, it's mostly networking first because marketing I could actually do that online because there's a bunch of hub academies that like give me the accessibility to just become a project manager.
Yeah, that's
if I take their courses. Or in Google too, like Google marketing and Google computer networking.
How's college? Really nice. How's college going for you, Starly?
We're about to start Monday, so I guess we'll see. I think it's gonna be pretty alright. I usually do pretty okay at my classes. I usually try to force myself to either end with an A or B by the end of the semesters, and I always end up doing that. So
yep, that's good. That's good.
That's usually bad.
Yeah.
I was an A and B student. I'm a B and C student.
Damn.
That was me in high school. I was a BC and then maybe D on some classes, but
for high school, I was just an A to A minus.
Yeah. the thing is, a lot of the classes I take are actually really like interesting for me. So you know like my major is like pretty well suited for me because like I'm actually like interested in half the things I'm learning, right? So like
Are you doing linguistics?
He's tried my English teacher tried recruiting me into the minor. I'm thinking about it, right? And I'm probably gonna be triple minoring.
Triple minor.
What the hell? You shouldn't do it, man.
The thing is, it's really just a double minor, right? Because like
just do double minor.
No. The thing is, becoming a math minor takes a single class for me because of how much crossover there is.
Oh really? That's crazy.
I hate that sounds easy.
That sounds easy.
I can become a triple minor by taking one class and then 2 minors. Oh, and also I'm writing I'm co-authoring a psychology paper right now.
Oh, you're doing psychology.
That's cool as shit.
I was co-authoring a psychology paper in my first term.
It's kind of crazy.
I'm not even a psych major.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
What?
That whole
about the guy on top of his class or something like that.
The whole entire document that I did for my technical writing thing.
Yeah.
It was based on so many like YouTubers that actually like dug deep down like into that company, and I just like wrote it, not like word for word. I just credited them, and still my professor was like, "Yo, what the hell is this? I want you to make a correction of that," and I'm like, "Wow."
Actually, I know one of my papers I did. I forget which class it was. I did the evolution of VTubers as a paper.
Yeah,
it's kind of
VTubers.
VTubers. It was like a kind of one-off class. So I was like, I can write about this fact.
Yeah.
This will be interesting. It'll be a nice topic for the podcast. I think we ended up talking about it after I finished.
I hate.
Speaking of VTubers,
I hate VTubers.
Yeah, Stardy has some topics for us for today.
There's some cheap ways to become a VTuber. You don't have to be. You don't have to buy all that top grade stuff. I mean, ask Toy here. This man is stingy as fuck, and he's still a VTuber.
What do you mean stingy?
That's a lie. That was a lie. I'm just.
I probably spent $200 on stream equipment.
I'm just saying shit, but that's not
I have an Elgato Wave 3, and apparently my friends say I sound better than my Shure SM58. I'm using my phone mic right now, but
yeah, I was about to be like, you got scammed, man.
No, but they heard it. Like I stopped sounding staticky, which was like amazing.
That's good.
Yeah,
I think my mic is decent. It's not anything great.
Yeah, mine is like decent. It could be better.
Bro, I'm using a.
I like repeating
microphone.
Yeah.
Like some headphone wires. Y'all do it better than.
But yeah, I've also started working out a bit more and all that too, you know, which is pretty fun. I run 2 miles a day now for fun.
You do that
every day.
You also do
no breaks.
You also do archery. So you can tell us about archery.
Archery is fun and easy. There's nothing really to say. There's like basically two main types of draws, right? Or like, you know, styles, right? And then those are subdivided into like smaller ones, right? So depending on like, you know, which culture you're in and all that, right? There's actually like, you know, there's actually like a lot of cultural distinction because surprise, right? People have learned how to pull like, you know, elastic like stick back multiple ways, right?
Crazy.
So like for a lot of like Native American tribes, right? They use they use the pinch draw, right? Which is really a variation of like the thumb draw, right? And pretty much that's where you like, you know, you pinch the arrow knock, right? And then you pull back and, you know, you shoot, right? Meanwhile, like Asians, right? Like a lot of Asiatic countries, right? Mainly stemming from the Mongols, they use the right-sided, what is it? You know, the Mongolian draw or like the thumb draw, right? It's not really the Mongolian draw in a lot of instances because there's variations to it, right? But the main point is that the arrow rests on like the right side of the bow, right? And then you use like a thumb ring or something to pull it back, right? And that thumb ring actually causes like the arrow to like, you know, because of like how like the string gets rotated because of like the friction and all that, right? The arrow like sticks on the thing, so it's better for you know, horse archery and stuff like that, right? And also a bit quicker to nock. Meanwhile, the Europeans tend to use the Mediterranean draw, right? Which is a draw where you use your index, middle, and what is it, ring finger to pull it back, right? And you use your use the arrow on the left side instead, right? Assuming you're right-handed, because that keeps the arrow on the bow, right? So it's actually really interesting because like there's a lot of like stuff about like Archer's paradox and everything else, right? Yeah, no, there's a lot of
so many
yeah
draws.
And like it gets a lot more developed than that too, because like if you really look into how things go, right? You know, there's like a lot of biomechanics. For example, like the Mediterranean draw, you have like index above, like other two below. You have string walking where you have all your fingers below the arrow, right? You just have like regular 3 below, right? You also have like other variations too as well, right? Where like, you know, you use your thumb in a different position, or you knock in different areas. It's actually pretty cool.
That's neat.
Indeed. And then like, you know, if you look into like other kind of things, right? Like, you know, like how people have like historically done archery, right? Even like rings, right? Like the archery rings, they come in a lot of different variations, right? Like for example, Kay, you're Korean, right? I think. Is Kay still here? Did Kay leave? I think
Kay, are you Korean? Kay, please.
It's relevant.
It's relevant. We did it. It's a good segue, right?
It is relevant, I promise. But anyways, right? Like, you know, if we look at like, you know, traditional African archery, right? There's actually a lot of like, if you just search up like African archery, right? You can see that there's a lot of different forms. Some people use like the 3 fingers, right? Some people use 2 fingers, right? Some people use like a pinch draw still, right? There's a lot of different ways you can shoot one single thing, you know? And I think that's pretty dang interesting. That's
pretty cool.
And then like the Koreans, for example, right? The Korean archery, if you're looking at Korean archery, they use a thumb draw like most other Asian countries, right? However, males and females have different kind of rings as well, right? Like they use different kind of thumb rings, right? Which I think is pretty interesting because like, you know, there's a male variation and a female variation, which of course has like its own properties of like how it shoots and all that kind of stuff, right? And then if you want to look into like, you know, modern archery, right? There's like compound archery, right? Where you have like the rings and all that. Like, you know, those circles that are like on like modern bows?
Yes.
Yeah, those things are actually really interesting because let's say your bow is 80 pounds, right? Most compound bows have like a 80% let off, right? Which means when you draw it at the start, right, you're gonna have to like be able to pull 80 pounds, right? Which is like a lot, right? But once you're at full draw, the 80% let off actually makes it so that when you're holding the ball, like the bow, you only have to hold 20% of like the weight, right? And that's like not an inaccurate statement, which means like you'll probably only have to hold like 10-20 pounds, which is like nothing, you know?
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, for context, my little sister can draw a 20-pound bow or 25-pound bow all the way, like, you know, at max range comfortably. And like, you know, if you're holding an 80-pound bow and you're just drawing it all the way back there, you have the force of an 80-pound bow, right? With the exertion, like to like, you know, hold that full like length of like a lighter bow, which I think is crazy interesting, right? Because like how like mechanics work, because they put all the weight on the limbs instead, you know?
Yeah.
Is K back yet? No.
I don't think he's back yet.
I wanna Asian explain him about Korean archery.
What? Did you just make that up?
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I think it's pretty interesting. And then like, you know, other really interesting facts, right, is like, you know, archery is still like very common in like Africa and everything as well, right? So, you know, if you look at like the way they fletch the arrows, there's also a lot of different ways you fletch arrows. There's a lot of different forms as well, right? Like, you know, like how some bows have like curves and some are just like simple, like, like, you know, straight sticks. That's a difference between recurve bows and longbows, right? Longbows are commonly more thought of as a bit like more forgiving, but they're less like, you know, fast to shoot, right? There's less feet per second for those, right? Because recurve bows have a bit more like, you know, force stuck in their limbs, right? Which I think is interesting. And then if you look at like a bunch of other things, yeah, Moral, where are you from? Like I can give you a bit of cultural context for you, like, you know, what you would traditionally do for archery.
Let's just say like for instance, like Central American countries, like what would you say in terms of archery?
Okay, so
in that region,
for a lot of Central American countries, you'll either want to do Mediterranean draw, which is like, you know, like the traditional like European draw, because like the Spanish, right? Either that, or you're probably gonna be using, from what I can tell, a pinch draw. I haven't looked too much into Central America myself. However, I believe those are like the two main variations. Although, you know, of course, as with everything, right, there's gonna be one or two people who are just like, nah, I'm gonna shoot it my own way, right? Which is still valid, right? 100%. But yeah, no. Let me see if I can like quickly scrounge up anything. Here we go. Huh. Interesting.
What are your findings, Toylon? Enlighten us.
Well, at least in like, you know, you know, what is it? Native Americans, right? Most of them use like the pinch draw, right? Which I said above, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Which is actually a very interesting draw because like, you know, like the traditional thumb draw, you have your thumb bending around like the string, so you have it like you're holding it with like the pad, right? Meanwhile, the pinch draw, you're pretty much just holding it back with friction, which like intuitive to me makes it harder to like hold like higher weights. However, you know, if you train, of course you can draw heavier weights, you know. Yeah. That is all I know about archery over there. I'm sorry.
Every time I've never done archery, but every time I thought about like doing archery, I imagine myself doing the pinch.
Yeah, the pinch draw where you hold the knock. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's actually pretty uncommon in the modern day, surprisingly enough. Yeah, it's because not many people practice it in like at least North America, you know. Because like most people in North America are taught the Mediterranean draw, right? That's pretty much what everyone learns, right? It's only very, very recently that like even like the Asian draw became somewhat popular after people learned about like the history and all that kind of stuff, right? Which I think is kind of sad, but at the same time, an inevitability of the fact.
Yes.
One thing, if you are gonna get into archery, remember to like buy like actual like either like three-fingered gloves for Mediterranean, or a thumb ring, or like, you know, at least something for like, you know, the normal pinch draw, right? Because the thing about them, right, is that if you're not using gloves, you're gonna get nerve damage.
Yeah, no, I bet. I'm gonna wear some type of protection, but
yeah, the cheapest. You know how I do math for everything? The cheapest I found for getting like a full-on archery set, right? Like bow, accessories, like, you know, silencers, pads, nocks, what is it, gloves, you know, what else? Like, you know, the string, of course, limbs, you know, a basic target, right? Of course. And then like what else would you need? Oh, of course, like, you know, like a arm slap rest, right? So that way your arm doesn't get like slapped the hell out of, right? It would be around $99 for like, you know, like the cheapest mid-level like, you know, bow, right? Or like a good beginner bow, right? Like it's $99, which isn't cheap, right, by any means. It's $99 for that, around $50 for all the accessories you need, right, including a bow stringer, by the way, and then another 50 for like a decent target. Although you can't just use like hay bales and stuff like that, but you need to like be a bit more careful about that, you know. So it totals to around 200 for like basic level equipment, which is not cheap, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure it could be more expensive.
it could be a lot cheaper too, but then you'll have to like go into the territory of like more risky things, you know?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because like, you know, of course, if you don't string your bow correctly, or if you dry fire, or if you use like arrows which aren't properly maintained, the arrows can and will explode in your hand and shatter all the splinters with all 60 forces into your hand.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, search up carbon arrow explosion. I'm not gonna show it on stream, but like search up real quick. This is why you want to get at least decent arrows and at least a decent bow, right?
Oh my god.
It's violent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why you properly maintain your gear, right? And then you know, you know how like some people pull the bow back and then they just fire without arrow? How many of you guys have gone through a basics physics class? I imagine Moral failed, but he should be able to answer the questions.
What do you mean showed up physics class? What are you talking about?
Moral, have you ever taken a physics class in your life?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so if
I haven't done physics.
If pulling the bow,
I've taken AP fixes at some point too.
Oh, nice. If pulling the bow back gives you elastic energy, right? Shooting the arrow, right? The energy would logically go into the arrow, right? If you don't have an arrow on your bow, however, where does all that energy go?
To the bow? I don't know.
Exactly. And then the bow will explode. Yeah, so like, you know, if you don't properly nock your arrows while you're doing archery, right? And you let it go, right? Imagine you're using an 80-pound bow, right? Or like yeah, even like beginner weight, like a 20-pound weight, right? And you just pull it back and then you fire and then the arrow doesn't like get knocked on the string, right? All 20 pounds of force is going to go directly into the bow and subsequently your hand. That one is not good for your hand, and two, the bow can and will explode, you know? So that's why you get good gear, everyone.
That's so wild.
That's crazy. The bow explode. That's not something you hear in RuneScape, you know?
Archery is more dangerous than you guys thought, right?
I mean, I thought it was pretty dangerous.
I didn't know something new today.
A lot of it is
I didn't know it would explode.
A lot of it is like just proper like equipment, like management, like not cheaping out on your equipment, right? Because like of course you can buy like a 50-pound bow at like $20 on like eBay, right? Right? Like we can all do that, right? But like, do you want to?
The question, do you
not really.
Do you really want? Yeah, you want to at least spend enough so that you're like decently safe, because safety is like the main priority for that kind of thing, you know?
I'm not trying to get my hands all jacked.
Honestly, if you're interested in starting out archery, what I highly suggest is just going to a club, because they do offer like rental gear and like you know, like rental gear, basic advice, and also like a range to shoot at, because like the area that you're shooting at is probably the biggest consideration for most people, you know? Yeah, like if you're interested in starting, I would highly suggest just like looking around and see if there's any clubs in your area that you can drive to, because you know, you can get some basic classes. They can help with form, and then they can let you try it out, right?
Yeah.
I don't like associating with people though, so I ignored that advice.
He did it himself.
But I got good gear, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
My equipment totals up to 150 for the bow, right? 50 for the arrows, another 50 for the other set of arrows that I bought because I wanted aluminum arrows, because I got a bit like I saw how light the fiberglass arrows I got, not fiberglass, the carbon fiber arrows I got, right? Like they shoot real well, right? But like you know, you searched it up, right? 50 for the target, right? So that's okay, that's 300, right? 50 for the arm pad, right? 50 for a backstop, because I kept losing my arrows when I started. So that's...
Wait, you're talking about hunting?
Archery.
Yes, hunting.
Oh, welcome back, Kate.
No, for hunting, you need a minimum of 35 pounds for a large game, because 40 pounds actually, right? Don't use the 35 pounds.
I really want to get a compound bow.
Compound bows are cool.
But you know, I like the old style cartoonish bows. You know.
Oh, I can tell you a bit about traditional Korean archery since you're Korean, Kay.
Oh, I know how. I know Japanese archery. I do not know Korean archery.
Ah, have you heard that the Koreans actually use 2 kinds of thumb rings depending on your gender?
I'm a lefty. I do not know.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine because the rings are like, you know, whatever. They're ambidextrous, right? So what you need is like a thumb ring, right? And then what is it? I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher some Korean. Or should I just send in the Discord so like I don't have to read out loud?
Let me read it.
Okay, yeah, here we go. Give me a second. Give me a second to just here. This is here. There we go. This is how a traditional Korean like male thumb ring looks, right?
Tsukaji?
You know better than I do. I don't know why you're asking with a question mark at the end, you know? But yeah, no. I think it's pretty interesting because you know how like the Japanese archers use like the thumb draw too, right?
They use thumb draw?
Where you know how like American archers use index, middle, and quarter and ring finger?
These bows better be heavy too, because I know Japanese bows are heavy.
It really depends on your weight. Your suggested starting weight is 20, right? Around 20 pounds, and then you're supposed to move up slowly because the back muscles you use for archery actually aren't like used in day-to-day life like at all. Even Japanese archers have to go up like a lot, or else they like, you know, threaten to injure themselves, you know?
Yeah, I'll be like Kaguya-sama, just randomly have like a 50-pound bow and just lift that all day.
50 pounds is gonna 100% be too heavy for you if you're starting out, because like even like 30 pounds is like the max of what is suggested for newbies, like absolute
it's the max.
It's because you're not using your arm muscles to actually draw the bow, right? You're only using your shoulder and your back muscles. The arm is pretty much unused, you know. And then even more so, for Korean archery at least, you're using all like you're putting all that force onto the thumb, right? So do you think your thumb right now can pull back 80 pounds consistent? No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Answers that question.
Because like even if you had the shoulder for it and you had like the back muscles for it, right? The Korean archery, like 99%
at most I would do like 60 or 50 pounds worth of it. I can't do 80.
Yeah. And the nice about Korean archery, right? Like a really nice thing about Korean archery is like the Koreans are actually like at like the peak of like technology for, you know, for making bows, right?
It's because of those chaebols, you know, the chaebols.
Yeah, and like, you know, archery is still really popular in Korea, surprisingly, right? So there's this system called ILF, right, which allows you to buy like the center riser.
The IRS?
ILF.
IRS.
Well, the ILF.
Are we talking tax evasion here?
Wait, are you making fun of my accent? Please. I don't have an Asian accent.
No, I just heard
racismo. Racismo. Banned from the Discord. But anyways,
let me add this Gumball Super Saiyan MP30 into this. Give me a second. Oh, I almost said.
But anyways,
wait.
ILF, right? ILF is called the International Limb Fitting System, right? So you can buy like the center riser, which is probably gonna be your most expensive part, and then you can actually swap out the limbs, right? So that means that you can actually like, you know, get like, you know, a handle that you like, right? For like, you know, like a good amount of money, and then you can just swap out the weights from like 20 pounds, like, you know, like 80 if you really wanted to, which is cool, I think, right?
You know, I wish Olympics used traditional bows, not the compound bows.
No, the Olympics still use recurves.
Huh?
Yeah, no, you're not allowed to use the compound in the Olympics.
Like, when I see them in the Olympics, their mouth is like really funny. It's like they had the string onto their lips and it's like sideways.
That is actually correct. It's because they're using the corner of their lip as an anchor point, right? Which means that when you draw the bow back, like let's say you assign your ring finger to like the corner of your lip, right? you pull it back so that way every single time your finger meets the corner of the lip at the same point, right? And that just makes it so there's less variables, you know, because since what is it called? Since your hand, like your drawing hand, is at the same place every time, the only variable is your bow hand, you know. So that, like, you know, removes a giant variable, and that makes you more accurate. All right. Yeah. American archers do the same.
Question.
Yeah.
Wait, Indonesia still internet banning?
Well, yeah, they banned PayPal, they banned Steam.
It's still banned. I thought
I think I
some stuff was unbanned. I don't recall.
I think some things were unbanned, but there was still like a good portion of things that are still banned.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's pretty interesting how they're still banning that stuff, because it's like, I can't confirm, however, right?
The thing is, I think it's like so confusing. I don't understand like why they would want to ban it in the first place.
Power.
Yeah, well, yeah, yes. That's pretty much the only reason. But
no freedom. Freedom equals less safety.
I mean, you're not wrong. If no one has freedom, then there can be no danger, right? That's how it works.
That's true.
I don't know, but I was like banned in Steam. It's like, come on.
I imagine eventually that will be unbanned, because, like, you know, the gamers are gonna rise up.
I'm a BRB grabbing water.
No.
Yeah. I'm not even sure what you would use for the thumb draw, because like I'm thinking about it, and all you could really use is like gloves for your like, you know, your index and, you know, your thumb, right? For like the pinch draw. I would not suggest it though, because you're not gonna get like any instructors for that. You're gonna have to like pretty much develop it yourself, you know.
I'll make my own draw. I'll put it in the history.
The Starlease draw, and then you can label it as like, you know, traditional blah blah blah. No.
Yes.
No one checks that stuff. No one checks that stuff ever. Like name one person who has enough time to be like, oh no, that is not the traditional, you know, traditional draw for like all of the African tribes, you know.
Well, technically, actually. We're supposed to draw it at a 45-degree angle, and yours is a 44. So technically,
you actually change the angle based off the distance. Like there is no set angle, because like, yeah. Because, you know, of course, if you're shooting from farther away, you're gonna want a higher angle, right? Like 45 for the max distance. Yeah. And then you'll also want like higher poundage too. Yes. Okay. Moral, are you interested in archery?
I mean, sure, why not? I guess. I mean, I never tried it before. But
what's
cool.
You guys should
What's the best bow to take down a bear?
Honestly, just don't miss. like unironically, if you had a 30-pound bear and you had good enough aim, you could probably take them down, right? The thing about like the 40-pound weightage, right? Like you know, for like minimum like elk hunting, is that's a minimum.
I refuse to kill animals, although I eat animals.
Yeah, but that's the minimum for like ethical killing, right? Like the law is there so that, like, you know, even if you miss, or like, you know, if you don't like perfectly hit the heart, it's still gonna go all the way through and not like, you know, not like stick inside the animal, you know?
Yeah, there's like times I kind of want to be like a pescatarian, but
I'm personally never gonna hunt, or at least not in like the close future, because I have no interest in that kind of thing, you know?
I only do it if it's like
life or death,
post-apocalyptic, like Dr. Stone type thing, you know?
Yeah, that's what you kind of have to.
Honestly, real talk.
It's either hunt or die.
Real talk. If there was a zombie apocalypse, like 90% of people are gonna die day one, right? Because like none of us know anything, right? The 10% that are gonna survive have more than enough food for their lifespans. Their children are gonna starve instead.
They're gonna be the billionaires. They're gonna be like, nah, it's my food. I'm gonna survive. They're gonna be whatchamacallit, the guy from Breaking Bad. his name. The main protagonist, the one that had cancer and became like a drug dealer, is like, there's no your share.
How do you forget his name?
Walter White, yeah, Walter White.
Yeah. How did you forget his name? He's like such a meme.
I'm sorry, I just had like an aneurysm because I was watching like a Breaking Bad thing, and I'm like, oh, Breaking Bad, Jesse only. Like, who is that guy again? That bald guy? The one that won from
Jesse
being
isn't
a happy loving father.
Jesse,
how do you forget the main?
Jesse isn't even the pro tag. He's not even the pro tag.
I'm calling Jesse the pro tag. Be like, I'm a criminal and my girlfriend died, and I was suspecting that it was from Walter White, but he's my father figure, and apparently I'm not getting paid. He's basically taking all my money.
Well, why is he not getting paid?
Because, you know, there's some things that, like, he messed up, and Walter White is like, nope, it's my money now.
Fair enough.
So we split 50-50. Hey. Nope.
Just don't do drugs, kids.
Honestly, that is good advice. I wish Moral took it.
Only do it if, like, the doctors actually prescribe you, bro.
Moral, I'm referencing that.
When the doctors prescribe you, and please only take the limited dosage that your doctor told you to.
Yeah, don't take
otherwise you are following the deep dark.
And remember, if you are taking like, you know, like what is it, mental health drugs and all that, please do not like stop taking them randomly, because it takes some time for them to, like, you know, build up to the correct dosage.
There was a time where I actually felt really bad.
Yeah, because
the thing then after that, I'm like, oh, never mind, I feel
here we go.
Normal.
It is time to learn about about resistances to drugs, you know? You know how, like, everyone's like, oh yeah, you never get the same feeling as the first high, right? That applies the same thing to depression drugs and, like, pretty much every other
I'm immune
drug.
to cough drop.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much, right? If the more you take something, right, you still have, like, the effects going on, right? So, like, you know, if you take like an antidepressive, right, like, you know, like week 1, week 2, it's gonna be way less, right? But the way people prescribe drugs, right, is that they're planning on, like, getting you consistently, like, you know, on it for like a longer time, so that way you both build the correct amount of resistance, right? So that way each individual dose is less, right? And at the same time, you have like the lingering effects of the past ones until it's like leveled off, right? So that's why you want to take things as prescribed and not just be like, oh, hey, I'm not feeling the same, or let's stop taking this, right? Then you feel sad again. Then you have to begin the process all over again.
You know, I kind of want to be ballsy and like, like have like venom or poison injected on me, and I want to be immune to that.
Do not.
Like the guy who drank poison, like a tiny sip of poison, almost every day.
Yeah.
And became immune to that. Yeah. So like when someone tried to assassinate him, like he was immune to it.
Do not.
Do not. What purpose is this a joke?
I just want to be immune to something.
K is not a doctor. Do not listen.
I am not a doctor. I'm a psychopath.
Take anything K says with a pinch of salt.
Not even a pinch of salt. Like a tiny microscopic.
At that point, at that point, just
do not. I cannot push it more. We are not qualified to, you know, to like prescribe that kind of stuff. So even if you're in like the legally healthy,
no, that's like an insane like psychotic scientist to be like, hey, I want to be immune. Oh, take the deadliest poison. Oh, I'm dead.
But yeah, Starlight, I sent you a really interesting link. Just check it out real quick.
Hey, it's about African archery.
I'm not racist.
Continuous tradition. Guys, I'm not racist. This is ethnicity. Please, guys, don't cancel me on Twitter.
Sometimes I kind of want to be a historian too, like, or like, you know, someone that like looks around about the world. Because like, I think my friend is one of that. Because he talks about like almost every fucking country and it's like cultural advancements.
Okay. Before this draws out too long, we are not medical professionals. Do not take everything I am saying with a grain of salt. But if your doctor tells you, hey, do this, do that, please. Either that or
if your doctor tells you to take poison,
just listen to your doctor. That's the moral of the story here.
Unless your doctor shows up in the news later for some crazy shit, don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some crazy doctors that do it. Like, oh my god, they're
But
crazy.
trust, I do trust most of your doctors.
Yeah, and at the same
Trust most
time, you know,
doctors.
at the same time, if let's say your psychologist prescribes something, right, and you know, after you tried it out for like 4 or 5 weeks, right, and it's still not working for you, talk to them about it. Don't just stop taking it all of a sudden, right? Talk to them, then they
Don't be
should
like,
normally
that
prescribe
doesn't
something new,
work.
right? Yeah, yeah. I
Tell
know.
me
I know that's what happened with me as well. Because I was like, shit, my meds, they're not doing the effect anymore. So I talked to my doctor, like, yeah, well,
Yeah, they gotta do that
to a
process all over again.
Yeah, we'll hook you up with a stronger dose, and you'll be Gucci.
Yeah, like you gotta communicate about that kind of thing because, like, you know,
Yes.
doctors don't really work if you don't communicate, right? Like you could have a hole in your stomach that's slowly bleeding out, and if you cover it and you hide it, your doctor's not gonna find out, you know?
Internal bleeding. Are you okay? Nah, maybe. Yeah.
If you have like a giant hole in your stomach, though, like if you giant hole in your actual body, I feel no sense. Like, oh man, where is this man walks? There's blood dripping.
Yeah.
We gotta get this.
It's like, bro, you're not Deadpool. You're not gonna regenerate. Like
I'm lizard.
Yeah.
So we can get you a hospital, right?
Back to like advancements. Oh my god! Like, I think the country that I went to, like in the past, like which was like only like 10 years ago, has advanced so much that I'd never realized that it became a big city.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like really cool. Like my friend, he was telling me, it's like, oh yeah, if you just want to like leave like America, you could actually go back to like the country that your parents like stayed, like, you know, during their childhood before emigrating. Because like there's been like a lot of advancements and like government reforms that's been there where it's like easier to live. Like, but
yeah,
he just like told me that there's a lot of places that advance too, like some parts in Africa, like Rwanda, Botswana, like those like kind of advanced.
Yeah, Vietnam has really advanced too, you know, because like
Vietnam, yeah,
hearing how it has been from like my family, right?
Thailand advanced.
Yeah, whenever my parents are talking about like Vietnam and like their childhood, it's like, oh yeah, no, I was fishing and hunting and blah 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 blah, and we lived in like a house made of sticks, and there were snakes that invaded the houses, and then you look at like modern pictures of Vietnam, it's just like, oh, it's China, you know?
Oh, it's China. Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, like legit, like okay. Hear me out. So, like, you know how, like, okay, so I think it's like 2004 or 2006. I went to Thailand. It was nothing but muddy and, like, wooden house with, like, spider webs, like, where I was sleeping. And there's, like, this only one rich area where it had, like, good marble floors and stuff. But I couldn't sleep there because it was owned by the other family.
Yeah.
Like, so basically, like, that area became a fucking city.
Nice.
Like that area. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like there's apartments, convenience stores, like 7-Eleven, like I'm like, what the fuck? What happened in those years?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, interesting link in the DMs again, Starly.
But yeah, it's really cool. Like how they're becoming cities. It feels like I'm playing a modern city skylines, you know?
Bro, are you trying to play God with real people? Do not.
No, I don't want to be God.
It's like Civ 4, guys. Oh my god.
Civ 5, like, or Civ 6. To be honest, I do not want to be God. Like, yeah, you have the powers, but it's going to be so boring, you know? Like, what are you going to do? You have all cheats and stuff.
Like the moral implications it gets to be at a point.
I think Kay is the kind of person to like, you know, like World War III starts, and then they'll be like, oh, it's like modern warfare, World War III.
No, I rather have like effort and perseverance.
Oh shit, this is like Fortnite, bro. We will drop it, boy.
I refuse to have like things that like cheat for me. Like I want to have it earn through like effort or like prowess. Like I don't know. Like I don't want to be like lazy. So like, oh yeah, I want to cheat and grow muscles or grow like in height. Now I gotta do that with my own fucking strength.
Yeah.
Even if I can't grow, I'll just grow
I was about to
mentally.
say, I don't think you can just
Yeah.
physically just
Even
be
if
like,
I can't grow, I'll grow mentally.
Yeah. But yeah, I have you seen the link I sent you, Starly?
I did the Nubian
Yeah.
custom
Damn,
ring.
started getting all the links now.
So
I'm fucking
I think it's
Marlon K missing out. I'm telling you.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah, for real.
I think it's pretty interesting because like Nubian rings are completely different looking than like most of the other Asian rings, you know. Because like
Looking for rings.
they're circular, right? And I mean like thumb rings for like archery.
Oh.
Yeah. Like Nubian rings, right, are like circular, like kind of like Manchu rings, right? Manchu? I don't know. I'm only a fourth Chinese. I have
I
excuse.
think he's Manchu. That's what I think.
Every time when you say Manchu, I always think of Manchuria.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'm
talking about.
gonna be honest. I was thinking of Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu too. Yeah, I keep on thinking like it's like as soon as I hear the word Machu, there's two things I'm thinking: Machu Picchu or Manchuria.
Yeah. But like I do think it's really interesting because there's so many different shapes and sizes of rings, you know? For like, you know, just for like basically not really the same purpose, but like yeah, here. Let me send it general. There we go. If you can't tell, whenever I get into like literally any hobby, I learn everything about it.
It goes into the whole history details.
I'm the type of guy like
I gotta start from the beginning.
E4, I started learning about all the mission trees of each country or each of like the nations that like form into like these countries.
Hyper obsessing over games that you'll play once is great.
Oh, I didn't play it once. I played it for like a few weeks and then I kind of got bored because I became the role of God.
Yeah.
I said, alright, I'm done. I achieved godhood. Alright, I'm done. This game's boring.
It's true. Even if I like put in the effort and then become the god, I'm like, nah, that's boring. I already achieved everything.
Damn. But yeah, I think it's pretty interesting how many different kinds and shapes there are, you know? Especially since like, you know, like the Nubian ring is like completely different shape than everything else, you know?
I like the normal ring without the spike.
Which one? From left to right.
That is normal.
The top one.
Top. Oh, just like the circular ones?
Yes.
Yeah, those are the two Manchu rings as well as a Nubian ring.
Machu Picchu ring.
But yeah, no, those I've heard are really difficult to use just because like you're supposed to like bounce on the top or something. I don't know how they're used.
Yeah, I feel like they look easier to wear, but like to like shoot with a bow, I feel like really hard.
Yeah, so yeah, from what I've read about them, right? They're ideally as thin as like the string they're using, right? So like, so you're not using like the thick, like the side of the ring, right? You're using the lip of the ring, like the top of the ring to like balance the string and then shoot it, right? So that way it gives you like a really smooth release, with your thumb, but it also makes it so you have to have like actual balance, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not ever gonna get to use one of those. I would like cut my finger off, you know?
my fingers would be gone.
There we go. Manchu. That's the Asian one, and then there's the one I sent Starly about the Nubian one. But yes, what hobbies have you guys been obsessing with recently?
I'll be honest. I don't know.
Digimon.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
What do you even do, Starly?
I gotta be honest. I don't think I do really have any hobbies.
Yeah.
You don't like game or anything?
I do game, but like I haven't gamed in a while.
You've gotten old. You've outgrown gaming. You are no longer a
I don't know what's
gamer.
happening with
And
me.
Charlie's
Like,
officially older than me.
Like usually I'd be into something, but like right now I'm like, okay,
You just exist, right?
I just exist. I'm just like, oh, I'm here.
I felt that.
I'm like, fuck, wait, what else is there here?
Get into archery. Come on, Starly. Take out your map app right now and see if there's any local clubs.
There's definitely some near me.
Funny enough, I am in a small town like nestled between a lot of big ones. So like the closest club is like 15-20 minutes. I'm like, I'm not driving that far. I have a forest right in my backyard, you know?
That's not worth it. I'll just train at home.
Cause like on one end, I would love to go to like an actual club and like, you know, like just rent gear and all that. But on the other end, I don't want to drive.
Again, yeah. I feel you.
Yeah. There are some really nice Korean bows these days, by the way. Like some really nice Korean bows these days. I've been eyeing ones, even though I'll probably never buy one. You know, maybe I have the money, but like, do I want to buy one?
Do you really?
Do I really? Like, let me send you guys one of the ones I've been eyeing recently. Is Kay still here?
I don't know. Okay.
I think we lost him.
Kay died again. But yeah, check out this one right here. Check out this one right here.
Yeah, what are your hobbies, Toylon?
Currently,
we know his hobbies.
Other than archery.
Gaming. Also, I've been studying.
But gaming, what games? Oh yeah, Final Fantasy.
Good game.
What about your hobbies? What your hobbies is?
Me? I mean, you already know my hobbies. What are you talking about?
Besides VTubing, what's your hobbies?
I mean, watching VTubers. I mean, gaming.
Yeah.
I get what games do you play.
I mean, earlier I was
Anything about Holocure here.
I mean, I'm still waiting for the next update for Holocure. I mean, I already have every single upgrade maxed, and I'm just saving coins for like the next gacha.
Gacha user. Why are you a gacha user? Why are you a gacha user? Elmo.
Hey, he's not using real money though. He's a winning.
You can't even use real money in Holocure. You can't though.
Isn't it?
See,
yeah. Imagine using gacha. L moment could not be here. Elmo.
I mean, yeah, recently getting into Tower Fantasy, that's a gacha.
That's even worse. It's just Genshin, but worse.
It's Genshin, but worse? I heard people say the opposite.
It's still...
I saw like a few ads about it, and then I saw Twitter fighting about it. Yeah, I saw Twitter like, oh, this is Genshin all over again. And people like, oh no, it's better than Genshin. Shut up.
But yeah, this is a really nice bow. It's all carbon fiber, by the way, with a wood grip.
Oh, I hear it's nice.
I mean, I also play Fall Guys.
It's expensive as hell though. Fall Guys is good.
I'm not.
It's a free game. Anyone can play.
I need to play Fall Guys. Now that I got my god damn, this is expensive.
I'm trying to get like a squad.
It is really nice though. You gotta admit.
It is nice.
Like, cause like earlier today, I got like a solo dub and I got like a couple of duo dubs, but I need to get like a squad dub.
I'm into download Epic Games because I wanted to play
I refuse to download Epic's game launcher. I refuse. I would rather die.
I mean, have you purchased Fall Guys on the Steam store?
No.
Okay, yeah. Then I
would rather die than download the Epic Games launcher.
I just want to play because was it people saying Multiverses, whatever that new game.
Oh yeah, Multiverses, yeah.
Is pretty cool. So I was like, I might check it out.
I mean, I never tried it, so I wouldn't.
Because I enjoyed playing Smash, but like I like nobody plays Smash.
I mean, my go-to fight game is Skullgirls though. So
it's like, what Sora's announced, game's over, alright guys.
I think people still play
play
Smash, but
way.
really like the competitive audience, because like the
Oh, yeah, no,
normies, the
definitely,
normie
yeah,
stops, the normie stops, right?
yeah, they would not. The normie definitely stopped. So I was like, well, I have no one to play with. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, rarely you'll find
Like,
like open lobbies in like Skullgirls, but chances are they're like much better than you.
yeah, yeah.
Starly, are you into the
That's
high-tech aesthetic or like the more traditional aesthetic?
of.
Both.
Oh, I don't know. I might be a mix of
Wait,
both. 'Cause
Toilet, what can
I
you
like
say about
the
archery in Hawaii?
yeah, yeah. Like, I'm
Um,
sure they use a mix of like pinch and Mediterranean type.
they use Mediterranean mostly. I don't know about traditional,
Yeah,
but like pretty much everyone in America that learns archery does Mediterranean. Everyone.
yeah.
So
I'm sure they learned pinch with traditional because I know was it the Native Americans that went to like
yeah, the Native
they found
Americans
the
use the
islands?
pinch. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Check out
they
this
found
one right
Hawaii
here.
and stuff.
This one's pretty cheap, but it mixes the aesthetics pretty dang well.
Let's see, oh, this is nice. Oh,
It's the one my sister has.
oh really? Oh,
It's
this is
actually pretty
nice.
good. It's like 99 pounds or 99 dollars, right? I'm not European, sorry.
Hey, brother, we gotta get up. Cancel it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it has like the fittings for like sights and everything, but it just doesn't have like the wheels, so there's no let off. But I feel like it's a
Yeah,
very like it's a good mix of modern and like traditional, right?
and traditional.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the look of it. It looks
Although if you're a bit tall, how tall are you?
um, like 5, 8, 9, 10, one of those.
You should be fine. Yeah, cause like if you're taller, you want to get like a bigger bow, right? Cause like eventually you start stacking at a certain weight, right?
Yeah.
But this is a really nice bow though, right? Like the black.
No, I like it. I like the black wood.
And then there's the expensive one I sent.
I don't know.
Okay.
$800.
It's nice though. You gotta admit, it looks real
It is
good.
nice.
It is really nice. But yeah, no, modern bows also have like other things too. For example, the ILF system allows you to literally just get bows from like other manufacturers and snap them into place. Like it's literally just a system where you can like like hot swap limbs and everything, right? Which allows you to change the weight.
That's cool.
Which I think is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. They never let that happen with guns.
Hot swapping the barrel of a gun.
Which I think was pretty cool for bows. Kind of, unique.
Imagine just hot swapping like the entire pistol. Like you just keep like the barrel of the gun or something.
I'll just keep the barrel. Alright.
Yeah.
I'll take this pistol barrel.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna put on a shotgun.
Yeah. But here we go.
Come on, man.
Yeah, but interesting enough, you actually buy bows in like the most modern things with like the centerpiece and also like
shotguns.
limbs.
We're all using bow and arrows.
So like check out all like these centerpiece designs right here, Starly. There's some really nice looking ones.
What is this? Takedown rescue risers.
Yeah, pretty much these ones allow you to just hot swap your limbs with like any other one using the ILF limb system, right? So you buy a limb and then you just like mix and match with the other brands, you know?
That's cool. I like that.
Yep. Okay, I think we're over time.
The real question is, would you bring a bow and arrow to a gunfight? That's the real question.
Probably not, because a gun, like unless the dude with the gun is like he's not loaded or whatever, right? Like I'm pretty sure I could probably load an arrow fast, like a singular arrow faster than a guy can like load his entire gun, you know? But like
arrow versus a knife. Right. Bow and arrow versus a knife. All right, who?
Depends on distance.
That is true. That is true.
Bro, if you're gonna put me like melee up to a guy, I don't think I'm gonna win, you know. but if you give me a full quiver and he's like 80 feet away, right? I could just keep shooting as he runs up to me, you know.
That is true. That is true.
It also depends on skill level too. Like dude with a knife, like beginner level, I think the dude with the knife would win, right? Because like beginner archer probably gonna hurt himself more than anything else, all right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, skill issue.
Skill issue. And then like, you know, if you're like an expert archer versus like an expert knife fighter at like a decent distance, like even like mid range, I don't know what to tell you, man. You know?
Yeah, no, yeah, it just at that point, it's just you gotta watch it play out and see.
Cause like, if the dude's just running a straight line, like the knife dude running a straight line, easy, right? But like if he knows how to like evade or whatever, right?
Evade, yeah, he's like using obstacles and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but some of these risers are nice though, aren't they?
I like the look of it.
Indeed. I like the Artemis one. The Artemis looks real nice. Very sci-fi.
I saw those. There's one. There's one. There's a trad tech trident. That's what it is.
Oh, the trident. It's like semi-traditional looking, right? With like the new limbs.
Yes.
Yeah, if you zoom in, notice how like the ends of them have like that open slot at the top, right?
Oh, they do, yeah.
You literally slide the limbs in. Like you literally slide it and then it clicks into place and then you use it and then you just string it and then it works.
It's cool. I like it. What? Yo.
You don't need any tools for it. Let me. This is just us nerding about archery, and then Moral just being like, I did not sign up for this. There we go.
Yeah, I really didn't sign up for this yet, but okay.
You said yes to the topic. You said yes to the topic. You can't deny it. You can't deny it.
Yeah, I know, I did.
But he was promised VTubers, already. That's right.
Okay, let me skim.
No, we were actually. I thought we were going with Starly's topics, but okay, I guess archery is cool. I guess
Archery is cool.
We can talk about VTubers next week as well. We can
okay, skip.
Yeah.
Go to the video and skip to 33 seconds.
Right. 33. All right, let's see.
Yeah, 33 seconds. Look at how easy it is to just connect the limbs.
Oh, it's so easy. Oh, yeah.
And then you just string it, and then it works.
Right in.
Yeah.
That's cool. Shit, that's easy.
Yeah,
I'm glad they're making bows for like affordable for like anyone.
If you want to get like the cheapo bows, you're gonna kind of be stuck with like the manufacturer you started with, you know. Cough. Totally not me. Totally not me. Totally not me.
Totally not me. No.
Yeah. But like, you know, if you get one of these, you know, you're pretty much gonna be able to use it for your entire life, which is like the main thing, you know. Because you're not gonna break like a chunk of carbon, you know, like if you have a giant stick like this, unless you know you really mishandle it, you're not gonna like shatter it, you know.
Yeah.
The limbs are the only thing you're ever gonna replace. So like if you get a good centerpiece, then it just stays. Who do we raid? Anyone have like anyone to raid?
I'm trying to look.
Is there an archery topic in?
There might be. There could be archery topic.
Archery. I don't think there's anyone who does any physical activity on Twitch.
Alright, they're rare. You look in the right place.
I searched up. I searched up archery, right? And the first thing is I see someone playing Spiral the Dragon. This is an interesting thumbnail. Let me just. This is not archery. This is not archery.
Dang, someone using the wrong tag.
Wait, one second.
Wrong game.
I can't believe it.
This is not archery.
What do you mean? That's clearly archery. I don't even.
This is not archery. I don't think there's anyone who streams archery like no cap. There's like no one, you know.
Probably not. Yeah. They're not streaming.
Wait, I'm in like the first page of scrolling. Nice.
Nice.
It's a shame. I don't think there's much to stream anyways for that, because it's like unless your bow explodes, what are you gonna do on stream? Or like real cap, what are you gonna do on stream?
Just shoot arrows.
Shoot and grab. Yeah.
Like, alright, chat. Watch me shoot these arrows.
Should we, since we were talking about multiverses, should we stream someone that's streaming multiverses?
Okay.
I found someone with 7 viewers and we have 3. Okay, never mind.
Wait, have you raided a Snowfield recently? Toylan?
Snowfield has 13 people. Oh wait, is he doing it? Oh no, it's his place's anniversary. So yeah, let's rate it.
Oh, it's his anniversary. Yeah, we could do that.
It's like the anniversary of his like thing. So like,
is this an anniversary? Okay.
Yeah.
It didn't stream.
Okay. Yeah, that thing. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Moral, are you in stream?
Yeah, I'm going right now.
What do you mean? Go ahead.
No, he's clicking in. He's clicking in right now.
I mean, you go ahead, like start the raid. Yeah.
Tell us when you're in, Moral.
I'm saving my points. I'm already in.
Oh, okay.
But I'm interrupted by an ad.
Archery's for the tough.
I got it.
Happy anniversary, Snowfield. Wanted to support ya. No, well, I literally told everyone my name at the start. There you go, end stream.